Welcome! Today is a special day, the first Ferrari on Throttle House. And even though Canada's locked down, we've thrown caution to the wind and we've managed to get out and come here to beautiful continental Europe, a place a Ferrari is supposed to be driven. Goodbye, snowy...
James, what are you doing?
What?
I told you not to spend our money on a green screen, and it doesn't work if you're wearing green pants.
It might.
And what about the rest of the review? It's obviously winter.
Just let me have this.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And after a few too many weeks of SUVs, crossovers, Kias, we got a hankering for something a bit more loud.
But to maintain some semblance of control in Canadian winter, we've chosen the all-wheel drive, practical Ferrari, the one that's meant for all conditions. But it's still kind of a supercar.
The GTC4Lusso. The most recent all-weather offering from Ferrari. Well, before they released that whatever that SUV thing is they're making.
And some would argue that this is as far into everyday livability that Ferrari should ever venture. Because trust us, as you'll see in a minute, this slightly under-the-radar hatchback, which when new was $490,000 Canadian, sacrifices nothing in the world of performance and drama. And because of the overly trustworthy heroes at Lockwood Leasing, who loaned us this car from their amazing collection, we all get to experience it.
If you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing around. So subscribe and hit the bell.
Now this isn't a brand new car, but even still, the technology is mind-boggling. And I could tell you about the engine and its ridiculous specs, 6.3 litres, 12 cylinders, 680 horsepower, over an 8,000 RPM redline. But I think instead, I'll just let you listen to it.
Oh, I feel like I'm sitting in a sled behind 12 reindeer on crack. You hear that? That's the sound of exactly zero turbocharging. There are overtones to that sound that simply cannot be replicated by anything else other than a Ferrari V12. The way they tune these engines and the exhaust, it's just, oh my God. And the engine itself it doesn't feel like it weighs anything. Transmission, oh, so quick. And there's just this amazing bang on the upshift. And I know it's not turbocharged, but it blows my mind that 80% of the torque is available at 1750 RPM. How? How have they done that? I mean, like, I know how. Decades of engineering, but I don't care. It's just, oh, what a thing.
Now, the last sport V12 we were in was the Aventador SVJ, and this has to be said is not as crazy as that car. But if you think that Lambo's practical car is the V8 Urus, Ferrari wins by default. It's nuts to think that the 812 Ferrari has an even crazier engine than this, but this has something that the 812 doesn't, a particularly unique all-wheel drive system. It has a 2-speed transmission in the front just to drive the front wheels. But driving this, it seems like Ferrari were reluctant to do that even still, because it drives like a rear-wheel drive monster.
That's why it's hard not to love Ferrari, because at all costs they prioritize performance. And by at all costs, I mean considerable cost in engineering and considerable cost to you, the consumer, when you buy one of these things. But the point is that this is fundamentally a sports car because it's a front midship design. That means the entire engine is behind the front axle line right here. That's why it handles so well. You see, an Audi is the exact opposite of this. The engine is all the way up here. That's why it plows wide in the corners. But Ferrari didn't stop there. Usually the transmission in a rear-wheel drive car is here. This is a transaxle, so the transmission is actually back here, except for the little one in the front that James mentioned earlier.
This drives like a sports car first. It almost feels like Ferrari were reluctant to make it all-wheel drive, because it is all-wheel drive, but only in a couple of drive modes, and only until you get to 4th gear. And even then, it's so rear-wheel drive bias. And so bloody powerful. So if I put it in sport mode, I'm in 100% rear-wheel drive. So on a day like today, with Michelin PS4S's, if I floor it, yeah. My favorite thing about this car is its Jekyll and Hyde nature. I'm in sport mode right now. The transmission is aggressive. The ride is firmer. I've got the lights on the steering wheel showing me when I need to shift. But drop it into comfort, turn it into automatic, and you have a car that you can drive across the country with your buddies, comfortable in the back. It goes straight to 7th gear for fuel economy, which is ambitious. It's comfortable, there's visibility, great driving position. It is a little bit loud on the highway at cruise. There's a lot of road noise coming in, but I guess that's just in part of the fact that it's so light. But they did what they could. They've even double glazed the windows.
As James said, it is a very comfortable car. There's nothing too aggressive about it when you're in comfort mode, or wet, or snow. I'm using my Manatino, that's the name of this little thing down here. But if you're brave, you click it over into sport, or God forbid, ESC off, and it turns into a pretty wild thing. I will say that the rear steer, oh geez, is a bit weird sometimes. It's sport mode, oh my God. Oh, yeah, it turns into something, oh, what's the word? Dangerous, that's it, found it quickly. It can catch you out, it really can, but I mean, I don't think I'd want any less than that. The crazy thing is that this steering is like the slow steering. They intentionally engineered it to be a little bit soft on center so it doesn't feel so darty. But to me, coming out of normal cars, I can't imagine what the 812 Superfast is like, or the 488. Like, the steering must be way too quick. Because this, as it is, turning into the corner, it feels like you're running in a straight line and then you get tackled. Not only is it quick and accurate, but there is genuine road texture and feedback to a degree that I have not felt this in a modern car. Like that, bumps pops, undulations. I can feel the contact patch of the tire. It's just so good. Now I have to say it. I have to say it, I really do. I know it's a cliche, but we've driven super wagons before. The E63S and the RS6. They're great cars. But this car is alive in a way that they are not. Is it worth $300,000 more than those? Yeah. Especially to the people who can actually buy one. Oh man, the doors don't open very wide.
I can fit. I thought you would have fit 6 months ago.
I would have fit, yeah. I've been doing smash burgers at home.
I saw.
They're really good.
They did look really good, yeah. How
Carbon fiber.
very dare you?
Yes, I'm sorry, Ferrari. This is an unbelievable car.
It's fantastic.
It just is.
There's been such a novelty to today. And I don't know whether it's because we just got out of a Kia.
No, it is because we just got
I do know that, yeah. Yeah. Oh, the V12.
Everything just so, it's alive, right? It's
alive.
Absolutely alive. In a way that not normal cars are, but just other expensive cars are not quite in the same level.
Well, listen,
you know what I mean?
I'm not ashamed to admit it. This is my first Ferrari.
Well, I'm glad that we could do your first Ferrari experience in Canada in the snow. This is not how you saw it going down,
It's an all-wheel drive car.
It is an all-wheel drive car some of the time, yeah.
It doesn't look like a Ferrari either. You know,
well,
when you see
it's a shooting brake.
It's a shooting brake, but when you see it from far away, normally you see Corvettes, like not everyone's obsessed with cars.
No.
They see a Corvette or in the right light a Miata from far away. It looks like a Ferrari.
Yeah,
This one, until you get close,
they don't realize this. Then they see the badge on the side.
Oh, they love it. And we had a guy pull over in a truck, stop, block traffic, roll down the window, and he went, all right.
Yeah, nice.
Moved on.
Didn't care, he just blocked traffic.
Obviously, this is a successor to the FF.
Yes.
Which
can you tell the difference?
They also, yeah, they don't really. The things are the twin tail lights.
Yeah, there's one in the FF and two in this.
On each side, yeah.
Right.
And then the side vent.
The side vent.
Yes.
Well, it is an FF, just reskinned pretty much.
Which is dressed by this beautiful Ferrari badge.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Which is a $2,000 extra. Yeah.
Yeah, they do everything. I feel like the wheels are extra as well. I mean, does it just not come with wheels and then you're forced to
The wheels are
option them?
$9,000 extra. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot.
Oh God, I love playing the Ferrari options list
Before we
game.
look inside, I just want to look at that engine one more time.
Yeah, I think the ride height just raised when you open the door. That's fancy. Okay.
A little bit slippery today.
Yeah, it's a little bit slippery. Careful over there. Wow. I've already looked at it. And
The
it's
F-140.
Yes. Descendant of the Enzo.
That's a big thing.
Purebred.
That's a big thing.
I love these words. I love these words. Descendant, purebred. You just get to use them when you're talking about a Ferrari. It's the only time.
If you could claim to be the descendant of an Enzo, you would.
I totally would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like sometimes, I run really fast. I feel like I am.
All right. So let's go look inside.
Okay. Yes. Whoop. Why, thank you,
Yes,
seatbelt thing.
I actually don't. I don't need it right now. I'm not hungry.
No.
So this is a beautiful, beautiful interior.
It really is.
Yeah.
Some people have said it in the past, and I haven't been in a Ferrari this new. The one that I drove was from years ago, but I've heard that the quality isn't that good. Am I missing something?
It feels
because this is
incredibly stiff.
Unbelievable. Like this center console is rock solid. There's almost no creaks anywhere, and the leather is just so much. You open the hatch. Well,
there's an amazing amount of
the hatch
buttons.
is powered.
Does it power down?
Does it power down? We're gonna find out in a second. And do.
So anyway.
Yeah, I wanted the fresh air, really.
So this says GTC4Lusso over there.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing. And so was it the Gran Turismo Coupe, 4 for the 4 seats,
yes.
Lusso for luxury.
Luxury it is.
It's a cool name.
Yes.
I know you like it. But
No, hold on. No. You don't like the name. You don't get to say it's a cool name because you complained. Yes, you're like, it's a dumb name. I don't like GTC4Lusso.
I think it's a missed opportunity. I think we did say it was alive. I think GTC4Lusso is a missed opportunity because they just had the FF. They could have gone 2F for this one. They could have embraced their inner Vin Diesel, and instead they went the classy way, which is, I guess,
GTC4Lusso is a brilliant name. I love saying it. GTC4Lusso. GTC4Lusso. It just all flows out.
And this has the upgraded the passenger screen, which
very
is like
expensive.
it's very expensive. It's like a
Very-
6 grand something
Yes,
else.
but it's so cool. It's a touch screen.
It's really worth it.
I can get any of the information if I go to the this setting here, right? We showed this already, but like,
Yes.
how cool is that? I get to see what's happening.
If I go to comfort, we've got 3 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
If I go to wet,
there's only 2 of them.
2 4-wheel
There's 2
drive.
4-wheel drives.
Why
and
does
then,
that go down?
And then in snow there's
which we've used
there's
today.
only
We
one
have
of them.
used snow.
We had to.
Yes.
Yeah, or we wouldn't be here.
Because this is a winter car if you want it to be.
Yes. Now, honestly, like just like the look of this is a bit visually busy. Like these are like F-16 like jet exits pointing at your face. The steering wheel is just so much going on. I get it.
I think it's
Formula
brilliant.
One.
I think it's brilliant.
It is just really cool.
This is
though.
this rev counter
Yeah.
is $1,000 upgrade to have it in aluminium.
Aluminum. I think you've been here long enough that you've lost whatever you say.
It's aluminium, but every time I say it, someone talks about it, and I've failed now because we're still talking about it.
There's a feeling of like you're in the best kind of when you're in it.
Yeah, you were in the best shooting brake.
Well, there's not that many.
However,
to be fair.
however, I do understand why Urus is and why they're going the SUV way because.
I don't.
But if you want the Ferrari brand and you want that other car as the antithesis to your 458 or your Enzo,
Yeah.
this with the ground clearance and the rear-wheel drive
see what you
bias,
mean.
it doesn't quite match the opposite. If you wanted to stay in brand,
But the thing is if you have one of these, you probably also have an Urus.
maybe, yeah,
Right?
maybe.
So
I mean, it has usable back seats.
they're very usable. Like there's enough headroom and there's enough like you're in a driving position right now.
This
and
is also a really expensive option, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah,
The
stitched,
embroidered?
stitched,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
And
leather
and
is everywhere.
The glass roof,
Yeah. How much is that again?
it's like 20 grand.
Not worth it.
I would
It's
100%.
not worth-
I would 100%.
it's
If
not
I'm
worth it.
spending $500,000 on this car, which is what it was,
Yeah.
I would get that screen. That way,
This roof costs like 5 times the amount that Greg's Subaru does.
but
a whole
the
Subaru.
passenger now gets an open air experience.
Well, they do now because you've opened the hatch and we don't know how to close it.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't care about the passenger. This is a car for me. If I'm sitting here as a driver, like I can't use it.
No, that is what the GTC4Lusso is. It's for the if this car is for you, it's the wrong Ferrari for you. You'd be better off in the F12.
I think I would. Thanks for noticing.
That's why this car to me is a bit strange.
You mean the FF originally stood for the Ferrari for your family? That's the worst joke. I'm sorry. We'll cut that out. Oh, I can do better
You
than that.
disgrace the whole of Italy. Though.
I can do better than that. Okay.
But yeah, I think this car fills a weird niche that SUVs have quickly the Urus and the future Ferrari SUV is going to easily replace.
Sadly.
Sadly, but only because I guess
Sadly. This is cool.
sadly.
Sadly, or depending on where you stand, maybe not sadly. The world has decided that super sport wagons and shooting brakes are not quite the immovable objects required to prevent the unstoppable force that is the super SUV. No doubt, the Pura Sangue, like the Urus, will be a formidably good vehicle. But perhaps the pure in Pura Sangue will always belong to the GTC4Lusso.
Because, after all, this is the only and perhaps the last 4-seat all-wheel drive naturally aspirated V12 no compromises everyday weapon. In fact, it might be in a class of its own. If Ferrari's new SUV comes with a naturally aspirated V12, I'll happily eat my words. But this might be it. The ultimate car.